Okay, now let's take a look at the example 3. It's about dummy activities, and we have the activity here from activity A until activity H, and the instruction is construct the appropriate PERT network, calculate EET and LET, and determine the critical path, critical activities, and completion time. Okay, so first thing first, one you want to draw the PERT network. Okay, you need to start with the single node here, the first node here, and it will followed by the activities that have no immediate predecessor, A, B, and C. Okay, so this is an arrow for activity A, activity B, and activity C, and the first node, as always, we put number 1, okay, as the first node. Okay, next, activity D, come after activity A and activity B. Alright, so see here, A and B come from the same predecessor. Come from the same predecessor. Okay, come from the same predecessor, and the dummy activity. Two or more activity that start from the same node cannot end at the same succeeding node. Okay, A and B come from the same node, and it cannot produce. It cannot be happen. There's another activity that come from the A and B. So this is the time we need to create a dummy activity. So how we want to create a dummy activity? Okay, right. So we will close this two node here first, and we number the node here with number 2 and number 3 because the activity A and B is already done. Okay, and possibly we will create the activity D here. Okay, right. So this is a dummy activity that you need to create. So you will make the dot 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 line here. Okay, then this is a dummy activity, but in the logic sense. Okay, our logic sense, 2 come before 3. Okay, so we can change the number. For the PERT network, we need to try an error. Okay, so we change the node here. 2 we bring here. Okay, bring here 2. And we change it to 3 because the dummy activity, okay, an arrow is from 2 to 3, and because we put D here, we also can put D here, but possibility to put D here is much better. Okay, next, settle for the first dummy activity. Okay, for D. Right, next, we go to activity E, start after B. Okay, activity E start after B, so we can put here activity E. Arrow for activity E. F start after C, and G start after C. So we will close the activity C here, and we make the two arrows for activity F and activity C. This is a two arrow for activity F and activity G, and activity C already settled, so we close the node by put number 4. Okay, and the last one, activity H start after activity E and F. Okay, H would be here after activity E and F. So we'll close the node here. Okay, we'll adjust the activity arrow for E and F. We make a single node, and we will create an arrow for activity H. An arrow for activity H here, and we close the node for activity E and F here by put number 5. Okay, so now we are at the end step of the last step of PERT network. Okay, we need to close the activity by the single node. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna adjust an arrow for D here. We will bring here an arrow for H and arrow for G, and we will end it with the last node here. Okay, the last node here. And the last node here, we number it with number 6. Okay, so this is the PERT network with a dummy activity. Okay, right. One clue, one tips for you to identify the dummy activity here. Okay, this is one of the tips here. Clue. This is a dummy activity. Okay, once they have let's say here we have B, and the next activity also come from B. So this is the clue for you, okay, to identify if there's dummy activity in that. There's a dummy activity for the task. Okay, this is the clue for you, right? This is the clue. Okay, this is a dummy activity. Right, example 4, we're going to look at, they have two dummy activity, but we settle the activity 3 first.